Think like a drummer. That is the key to exceptional rhythm guitar playing. And if you learn to do it right, your rhythm playing will skyrocket overnight. So let's get into it. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's answer one question. What specific skills does a great rhythm guitarist have? Well, they would of course have an excellent sense of timing and feel. They would have a robust knowledge of chords and their many variations. They would know when, and more importantly, when not to play. They would have clean and punchy chord changes. They would have solid muting technique, and they would know how to add embellishments and movements into their chord progressions. But if we boiled it down to just one thing that separated a really good rhythm guitarist from a truly great one, it would be dynamic strumming. And this right here brings up one of the problems I have with the traditional method of learning a bunch of strumming patterns. Because really all that does is break your strumming up into nothing more than robotic downstrokes and upstrokes. The guitar is an incredibly dynamic instrument, and great rhythm guitar players take full advantage of that by thinking like a drummer. So what exactly does that mean? Well, we've got an entire drum kit's worth of sounds available to us right here in our strumming hand. We've got a kick drum by playing the lower strings. We've got a snare by playing the higher strings. And we've even got a hi-hat by muting our strings. Or maybe just by hitting the strings a little more lightly. When we start putting some of that together, we can turn just one chord into something with real dynamics. Now, I'd like to get into some exercises for building this skill, but first, if you're struggling to produce these sounds or things are sounding a little stiff, you likely suffer from the number one rhythm guitar problem, which is tension. Tension almost always starts from holding your pick too tightly. If you relax your grip on the pick, you'll notice every other muscle in your arm relaxes as well. You should be gripping the pick only hard enough that it doesn't fly out of your hand, but no harder. I use 1.35 millimeter picks, and I'm still able to strum smoothly because I'm letting the pick glide across the strings rather than pushing it through the strings. So if I'm gripping really hard and I try and push it down through the strings, you get that kind of an effect, right? That's not very nice. If I relax my pick grip and I just kind of let the strings do the work, I'm just letting them push the pick around, and I'm only holding it tight enough that it doesn't fall out of my hands. Now, let me give you like an up close example here. So if we imagine my finger is the string here, and I'm gonna push my pick against it like this, if I'm holding tightly, right, where the pick has no give, it doesn't really work, right? There's just too much friction there. If I relax my grip here like this, and I let the pick do this, see, either way, I'm letting it be pushed by the string. That's what I want. So if it's not doing that, you're holding too tight. If it is pushing around like this, that's what you want right there. Many newer players prefer thinner picks for strumming because it allows them to get away with this major technique issue. You can just grip the pick as tight as you want, and the pick's just gonna flex, right? So you can get away with it. But this is a bad long-term habit for all types of guitar playing. Really, I'd recommend getting used to at least a 0.73 millimeter pick, but preferably even thicker. If your grip is relaxed enough, that extra thickness will not be a problem. Once you loosen that grip, all tension from your fingers all the way up to your shoulder should be gone, and our strumming motion should feel just like you're shaking water off your hand. So imagine your hands are wet, and you're just trying to shake the water off them like this. It's almost like a whipping motion, right? Because you're trying to get the water off. Your wrist is nice and relaxed. Everything is nice and relaxed, but it's floppy like this. And then you apply it to the guitar, right? Just like that. You can see that wrist very loose. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into some exercises. Without a doubt, the best way to develop this skill is just practicing along to music. And all we need to do is try our best to replicate what the drums are doing in the song on our guitar. We'll break this up into 3 levels. And I'll just mention that every level is an effective exercise. So even if you just want to stick to level 1, you're still going to get major benefits. All right, so for level 1, we'll have our strings totally muted, and we'll purely focus on the kick and the snare. Okay, let's listen to the kick and the snare, and we're just gonna do our best. It doesn't have to be perfect to try and copy the patterns. Do, do, ka, do, do, ka. You do it with all downstrokes or upstrokes. Our goal is to completely ignore everything else going on in the song and just focus on getting that kick and snare sound. For level 2, we'll add some kind of hi-hat. The way to think about this is that our kick and our snare are the most powerful parts of the beat, so those are the ones we want to emphasize. Then the hi-hat is a little softer and there to add some dynamic contrast. Let's give it a try. This level is excellent for practicing along to literally any of your favorite songs because you don't even need to know the chords. Just follow along to the drums and have fun. But if you do want to take this further, we've got level 3, where we stop fully muting our strings and actually include the chords. Again, every level of this exercise is effective, so you don't need to be rushing to level 3 if you're not ready. Practice one of these exercises for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, and you will see a massive improvement in your rhythm guitar playing. I guarantee it. If you enjoyed this lesson, I've got a whole bunch more over on my Patreon, including a follow-up to today's video where we'll be talking about syncopation. There's a ton of other great resources and ways to connect with me there as well. And for a very limited time, you'll actually get 50% off your first month of Patreon. It's the first time I've ever done something like this, so if you've ever considered checking it out, now is the absolute best time. I've put a link to that deal at the very top of the description for you. As far as next steps, I'd recommend this lesson with some more of my favorite guitar exercises. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.